Comedian Investigates, Episode 3. Subject, Mickey Bell, a stand-up comedian whose, quote, quick wit allows him to adapt to any situation or event. But will Mickey's quick wit be enough to withstand this investigation? Mickey Bell.
What's up, brother?
Did your mother name you?
Actually, yes, but Mickey's a nickname. Mickey started when I was a kid, had nothing to do with Mickey Mouse. My mother named me Michael.
Okay.
But she did not want people calling me Mikey because of the commercial that was popular at the time. And so she started calling me Mickey, and it didn't help that all my clothing was Mickey Mouse. So when I go to school, Mickey catches on. I'm going to tell you how strongly it caught on. They made my diploma out to Mickey Bell, and they had to go back and change it because all of my records had Mickey instead of Michael on it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I like that.
So it's like a little double life there.
Yeah. Well, we're in the same boat, you know. I don't
You
know.
weren't named Doc?
I am, but I'm not. You know,
Okay.
it's one of those things where, like, okay, I tell people, if you want to write me a check for $5,000 or more, I'll give you a different name.
Yeah.
Till then, Doc, you know, the bank accepts it.
If someone calls my phone asking for Michael, I'm hanging up. Yeah, somebody wants me for tax evasion or something. So that's the reason I don't answer that call.
Well, that's the reason I wanted to have you on this show. Well, we needed to talk about tax evasion.
Oh, I thought somebody's about to bust through. Are you capturing it on video?
Yeah, yeah. These rotten comedians that are out there evading taxes.
Here's how I grew my TikTok. Just have somebody arrested on camera.
Not too hard these days. I was reading online that you said, like, basically you came out of the birthing canal onto stage. Is that true?
I just had a mental image of a birthing canal, but yes, I was, as soon as I was born, it just seemed like, man, even as a kid, I can remember I was always performing.
Were you an only child?
No, I was not. I was one of.
You're just really craving attention?
Yes, I had to crave for attention. I'll tell you why. I was one of 5 kids.
Oh.
I was adopted at birth. I didn't know until I was 13 that I was adopted.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the way they treated me, I had no clue. Now, I should have known.
Because it was a black family?
Well, no, it was. No, but boy, that would have been good. My brother, who was younger than me, is like 6'7".
Okay.
You know, like got a 4-year basketball scholarship.
Yeah.
Broke all the scoring records.
People can't really tell here, but you're actually about 3'7".
Yes, I am. I'm a very small individual,
That's
which lent toward the Mikey Mickey thing we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Miniature Mike.
And it had nothing to do with your humongous ears.
Nothing. But they're there.
Yeah. Especially when you were littler.
Yes.
I mean, 3'7", you know, when you were 3'6", it probably felt like, oh boy.
But boy, when I gained that last inch, man, I was, and so I just really had to gain attention from people. So I was constantly making people laugh because I got tired of hearing this joke. Boy, he must be pushing you away from the table. Shut up.
That was it?
Well, that, and you know, what happened to you? I heard that a lot because they would look at him, look at me. What happened to you? That's when I learned how to flip people off and learned that it wasn't right. I mean, he was the pastor of the church. That's not good. So you just
the pastor taught you how?
Yeah, he taught me a lot of things. But no, it was just, man, you know, when I heard that and I knew it was coming, I just automatically went into let me win you over with humor. Let me get you laughing. And then you don't understand my inside pain that I'm having to deal with.
Mm.
So
when they pop that stupid joke on the inside, you're crying.
Oh, I'm in the fetal position. But because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, sure.
You know, if I say, "Oh, your hair's long," okay, we'll go get a haircut. I can't change it. That's the way God made me.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make fun of me, there's nothing I can do about that. So I automatically started going into every situation going, okay, I've got to command command this stage. I've got to command this conversation so that you can understand there's more to me than just being short. And so, yeah, that kind of stemmed a lot of it. And I didn't realize that until now. Gosh, am I venting?
Do you feel like
It's psychology. Like I
there's a
need
lo-
to pay you for, like, you know, as a psychologist right now.
well, I am Doc. So
Well,
and
that's what you need to do.
the bill is in the mail.
Yes, thank you.
It was actually on the way before we even started. I knew there was going to be a breakthrough. It was just
It's made out to Michael. You're not getting a dime.
but it's over $5,000. So
Yeah, exactly.
of course it's
Yeah,
made
you're
to
still
Michael.
Exactly.
I want the big bucks.
The big bucks. Well, yeah, you're asking for it.
So
That's a lot of money in comedy,
well,
by the way.
So I got to ask you, what was it like when you found out that you were adopted? Did your siblings know the whole time? I guess some of them must have.
If they did, they didn't tell me.
Yeah, sure.
I think my older sister knew it because she was from a previous marriage. So I have a feeling she knew when I came into the picture because she was there. If the other ones knew, they didn't act like it. I have a feeling they did, but that was not something that was talked about in front of me.
Sure.
And to give my parents credit, man, they loved me their own. So I had no reason to believe anything different. But man, it messed me up. And I did not realize how much it messed me up until I became an adult.
Wow.
As a kid, it didn't really mess me up because what I started doing, and I didn't realize it, was I started taking those feelings and those thoughts and those emotionals and just started packing it down. And one of the main things I wanted to do was I kept it to myself because I did not want to mess up what I had, because what I had was good. My parents were very good to me, and my siblings were very good to me. And so I was afraid of messing that up. So I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't deal with my emotions. Now I get married, move out, I'm away from that, and all these emotions start sprouting up, and I start making stupid decisions. And it's all based upon the fact of all these years of just packing stuff away. And so here I am in my 40s having to unpack what I should have unpacked when I was 13.
And then what was it like when you realized that you got married? You unintentionally married your biological sister.
Well, it made for interesting kids. But she understood me. She got me.
You had this unusual bond that you just
had a
couldn't.
lot to talk about.
Wow.
We had a lot to talk about. It was funny.
So what was mom like? All that stuff. I did a little digging, Mickey, and I wanted to ask you a few questions here. This is themickybell.com. Is that because mickybell.com was already taken?
Exactly.
Somebody else out there is named Mickey Bell.
Yes. Isn't it sad for them?
Wow. So I clicked on the tab author.
Yes.
And you have this very comedic looking picture here.
That's my author look. That's not my comedian look. That's my author look.
Oh, okay.
I'm a chameleon.
Okay. My bad. So I scrolled down and I see that you wrote a book called I Am David.
Correct.
I Am David, from a guy named Michael, by Mickey Bell. Okay.
Exactly. Because people started getting on my trail of the Michael Mickey thing. So I had to give myself another name.
Yeah, that's
just
good.
To throw them off.
And then you wrote a book called Reverse the Course of Depression. Now, what I gathered here, Mickey, is that you were out there. You're like, I am David. I am David. And then you realized, oh, wait, I'm not David. Sent you spiraling into massive depression.
Yes, because I wanted to be David.
Somehow you came out, wrote this book, Reverse the Course. So really you have to read the first one to understand the second.
Yeah, my third book that's coming out is called Name Change.
Who am I?
Who am I? I'm confused.
Yeah, by Michael Mickey David Bell.
Exactly.
That's good. Do you want to fill us in on what the books are real quick?
I Am David. Whenever you look at my life and you look at King David's life in the Bible, it parallels from the highs and the lows, from the right decisions, even to the wrong decisions. The first page of the book starts with me pulling up to a church to get fired because of some sinful decisions that I made, just like David. And what I do is I take the life of David and I tell his story, and then I say, but I am David, because then I tell my story that parallels to his. And it goes through the entire life that he has and my life that I have lived so far. And so I am David, a pastor's fall into grace, because when I fell, I didn't fall from grace, because that's the popular term these days. I fell into grace because my Heavenly Father was giving me what a lot of church people wouldn't give me, and that was grace for my mistakes. And so he resurrected me and brought me back up.
So I assume with I Am David, you mentioned that your brother was 6'7", which is almost giant. That's almost a giant. That's almost a Goliath, you could say. Did you at any point in your life fling rocks at your younger brother, the giant?
All the time. Yeah.
Okay. So that,
yeah, all the time.
Did you mention that in the book, how that correlates?
No, I kept that to myself.
Okay. Well, it's out now. It's out there now.
I was never going to say anything about it until you brought it up.
Yes. Breaking news.
We were into the WWE. So he was the giant and I was the little guy trying to beat the giant.
Oh, that's good. All right.
Trying to body slam him, all that sort of thing.
Well, and then your other book, Reverse the Course of Depression. I don't feel like really that many people are depressed these days. People are really, we're in a season of thriving. And I just see everyone I run into is full of joy.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was going through depression, I couldn't find a book to help me with my emotions. So I listed all of my emotions and I went and got a biblical approach to each emotion. So it's not a book that you may just want to read from page 1 to the last page of the book. It's one of those books that you keep on hand. And when you wake up and you're dealing with a certain emotion, you can just go to that chapter and get a biblical approach to how you're supposed to respond to that emotion. Yes.
As I was doing some digging, I did not realize that you suffered from narcolepsy. And your lovely wife, just caring so much.
Exactly.
Wow. She is such a trooper.
And I'm out cold.
I was thinking, I've never heard of a comic falling asleep during their act. I've had the honor of seeing you perform. I could understand how the audience might fall asleep.
Yes. Yes.
But to see the comic actually fall asleep on stage, that would be interesting.
Very impactful. Very impactful.
So what's it like when you come back out of that and you realize that you're on stage?
That's when you wake up.
Do you finish the joke? Or
well, here's the thing. If you're a bad comic, they're applauding because, you shut up and went to sleep.
Sure.
Yeah, that was my favorite photographer, by the way.
Your favorite photographer?
Yeah, it was one of those, like when you go on a cruise ship and they want to take a picture of every moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they caught you at your most vulnerable.
They're like, put your foreheads together and close your eyes.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, fall asleep. Now, when they went in the restroom with me, that's when they crossed the line. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind that. It's actually these intimate things where I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this will be beautiful. This will be beautiful.
That's what he said?
That's what he said.
Beautiful?
Beautiful.
And you just went along with it.
I did. I was in St. Lucia. Who cares?
Now I went over to Twitter and I find this account says, host Mickey Bell, download our iTunes and Google Plus app, a syndicated program featuring the music of Southern gospel and the fun of Mickey Bell. Now, the last tweet is September 11th, 2015.
Yes.
This account is, basically dead.
It is.
Let's read your last tweet.
Oh,
have you heard about the youth event that will feature at Lori Faith, hashtag Mickey is back?
My last tag. Mickey.
So Mickey is back.
Though,
Mickey is back, but this was 6 years ago. So apparently Mickey is gone. Well, let's click on the hashtag.
Yeah, that was the moment that, yeah.
I just clicked on the hashtag.
Oh, look at there.
Mickey Milkovich just took shame the internet once again. He is the most powerful. Hashtag Mickey is back. Did you realize the type of people that you were involved with when you just so haphazardly used that hashtag?
I did not. I just, I felt like, well, anybody else named Mickey ought to be able to get some love too.
Yeah. I'm afraid to scroll, but we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, you're going to scroll live? Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
You might want to change the hashtag. That's all I'm saying. Give us a quick idea of how you go from, because you didn't really start in comedy, did you? Like you?
No.
You've done a gradual build into it.
It was all my life, but I didn't start taking it serious until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I was working at a radio station doing a radio show, and they decided to flip the format, and I needed to pay bills. And people started calling me that listened to the show and invited me to come to their events to MC their events. And so as I started MCing the events, I would get there and there would be moments where I would have to kill some time, just kind of, whatever was going on, whatever event it was, get the hogs in for the next hog call. And I don't know. So I would have to come up with something. And so I started reaching out and said, all right, I need to have some sort of little material to have. And so when I'm reaching out to some people, they started, building me up, saying, hey, look, I've looked at some of your stuff and, you got some good delivery. You could really probably do some good. I just started building an act and having that information available for when I was emceeing these events. And then all of a sudden I started getting invited to do, banquets, and we started traveling with some Christian musical artists, and been able to go out on some of those tours. So it's been really good.
What was the first time like when you went out on stage just doing jokes? Like,
my God,
you are a comedian. That's what you're there for.
Well, yeah, I had another Christian comedian, Aaron Wilburn. Aaron Wilburn was known in the Southern gospel industry for writing these little funny songs. It wasn't parodies, it was just funny songs. And he made a great living doing that. He came in and I booked the dates and we went to 3 different churches. And I was terrible. And what happened was I hooked up with a comic out of LA. He helped me write a routine. But what he did was he wrote a routine for him.
Okay.
And wanted me to deliver it.
Sure.
And so when I got up there, I struggled because it wasn't me.
Okay.
But I didn't really know who
you were doing Bob Hope's material.
Exactly. And so it was tough because it wasn't me. And so my wife kept saying, why don't you just be you? Because you're funnier when you're just you instead of trying to perform a script. And so COVID hit. And during that time, I just found my voice and I found who I was and started working toward that. So I'm not there yet by no means, but so in all essence, I've only been doing this on a full-time basis for about a year. So
you were out on the road during shutdown?
We did some shows. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we did. We started traveling back in September. And September to now, we've probably done about 130 dates.
Wow. I think a lot of people would say you're part of the problem.
No, we opened up a lot of churches. we went reopening a lot of churches.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
And that's a great way to break the ice as people get back together.
It was. I hooked up with an artist that is well respected in the music industry, and we went into these churches that will hold about 200 people. There might have been 75 people there because of COVID.
Sure.
We didn't care. And I looked at it. This is the way I looked at it. Great opportunity for me to try out new material.
Yep.
Find out who I was.
Yep.
And I grew from it. It was the best thing that happened for me.
Well, I'm going to have to catch maybe we could do a show together or something soon.
An updated show. Yes.
Yeah. Because the last time I saw you was pre-COVID.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be great to see you after you've found your voice.
Well, I've just gotten more comfortable.
Yeah,
I've not gotten any better.
That's what finding it. Yeah. That's what
finding. Not even better. I'm just more comfortable.
So
I'm not
so
even
you're
better.
doing
I'm
the
just
same
accepting-
jokes with
Yeah,
a
I'm just
tad more
accepting that I'm bad.
confidence.
I've just accepted that I'm bad, and I walk out there with confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to stink.
Yeah. Well, is that how you open it?
Pretty much.
That
You know, I've already got your money. You can't get it back. So who cares what I say from here on out?
I saw that on your website, and I thought that was just a joke, but
Oh,
that
no,
is
no,
that is your pitch.
That's my elevator pitch.
Wow.
I
Well,
stink. Let me come to your church.
Now I know what I'm doing wrong. I need to just be more open with. There's a whole lot of suck here, and
Yeah.
we should
Yes.
bring this right on in.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, with that said, Mickey,
Yes.
how can people get in touch with you if they would like to book this
Yes. If you want
for their
this,
event?
Yeah.
How can they get
I'm
in
gonna
touch with you?
I did this for you, and I'm going to regret that I did this interview.
Yeah, I know you did.
The Mickey Bell, everything, website, social media,
Oh,
the
cool.
Mickey Bell, because MickeyBell.com was already taken.
Yeah.
So the Mickey Bell on everything, Instagram, MySpace, Facebook, all of it. The Mickey Bell.
All right, let's take a look here.
Oh, you're going to look at MickeyBell.com.
That's right.
See, it's
Wow.
not available. It's available, but I can't find out who owns it.
List of all blood thinners. There you go. There's a whole list of 3.
Hey, I'll give it to them. That's not much better than my site. So there you go.
No, I was thinking that too. I was like, wow, I'm ready to actually book this Mickey Bell.
Exactly. Hey, I'm on blood thinners. Let me book him.
All right. Well, themickybell.com. Check out Mickey Bell.
I really didn't realize I had as many problems in my career until I did this show right here.